your science teacher. Here we are studying different chapters of subject science of 6th standard NCERT syllabus. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is sorting materials into groups. So in this chapter what we have to study about is we are having so many materials around us. We are having so much objects around us. Say for example, a tennis ball, a football, a glass, a softboard, a whiteboard, marker, eraser, duster, benches, chair, table, variety of food, variety of clothes, so many things around us. But all the things are different from each other. If we talk about any particular thing, then we can easily describe that thing, right? Say for example chair. So I can tell you that it is made up of wood on which we can sit. It is also made up of plastic. So there are many things which are around us. All these things must have to separate. Means we must have to make the groups. Okay. Say for example edible things. Edible means the thing which we can eat. In that we can add an apple, an orange, a guava, sabji, roti, rice, ice creams, chocolates, cakes, pastries. All this we can add in this group. Okay. Then for example the things which we can find in a stationery. Pencil, eraser, sharpener, colors, pens, stapler, markers, ink, etc. So all these things have their different groups and we have to make groups to study them easily and for getting it easily from all other things, right? Say for example, if you open your cupboard and in your cupboard you have all the things, that is a toy, a brush, a towel, your clothes, your uniform, your socks, your lunch box, your plate, your pen, your eraser, all the things are there at same place. Then is it easy for you to take it out? No, you will take time. But instead of it, if it is arranged well, in one cupboard if you have all the stationery items, that is pen, pencil, eraser, sharpener, all these things. In other cupboard, for example, you have all your clothes. In another cupboard, you have all the toys. Then you can easily get, right? So we have to arrange, we have to do the separation, we have to make the groups of the objects which are around us. When we go to any supermarket or any mall, all the things are arranged properly. When you go for shopping, you can find all types of biscuits at one place or in one rack, all types of soaps in another rack, all types of chocolates at one place, all the types of cold drinks at another place, all the types of clothes you can find at one place, right? So all these things are arranged very well in an organized manner, in a group, so we can take it properly, right? But if all these items are mixed, that is a soap, a shampoo, Bournvita, all the edible items or chocolate or pizza or we can say anything else, right? Then it is difficult for us to take one thing from it. right? That's why we have to arrange all the things in groups. So here in this chapter, we have to study about why we have to arrange all the objects in groups and by which method we have to arrange all these in groups. Means what is the necessary thing which we have to take in consideration to make the groups, right? Okay, so let's study. First point is objects around us. As I told you, we can see many objects around us. All things are different from the other thing. Take an example of a chair and water bottle. Chair is made up of wood, while your water bottle is made up of either plastic or metal. On chair you can sit, while on water bottle you cannot sit. Water bottle you can use to fill the water, while you can use the chair to sit only, right? So different objects are made up of different materials as well as they have different uses. So on the basis of different properties, we can separate these materials. We can separate these objects, right? So here we have objects which are made up from different materials. Let's take a look. Here we have 4 things. Okay, so let's see it is made up of what? First, pen. So pen is made up of? Yes, you are right. It is made up of plastic. Right? Then second is book. Okay, so book is made up from paper. Then chair. Chair is made up of wood or plastic. And last one is shoes. It is made up of leather or we can say cloth. Right? So here we have different objects which are made up from different materials. Right? So we have also some objects or we have some material from which many objects are made. Say for example plastic. So we can say that the box is made up of plastic, the marker is made up of plastic, pen is made up of plastic, the bucket and tumbler is made up of plastic, our toys are made up of plastic, even chair is made up of plastic. So from one material so many objects are made. Right? Same, one object is also made up of so many materials. Say for example chair. Chair can be made from plastic or it can be made from wood. Right? So one object can be made from many materials or from one material many objects can be made. Right? So here we have to study the different properties of different objects. There are so many properties on the basis of which we can separate the objects. We can make the groups of the objects. So let's see the properties of the material one by one. First is appearance. Okay, means how it looks. The different objects look different from each other. Say for example your shoes and a marker or a pen and your lunch box or a chair and the orange. Many things are there which is made up of different materials, right? And it looks different from each other. We cannot say by seeing the marker that it looks like a chair, right? Because we know that by looking it, we can say that it is a marker only, or we can say it is a pen, one type of pen, right? So different objects are made up of different materials and their looks different, right? Now, on the basis of appearance, what we have to take in consideration that we study. First, we have to see whether the given object shines or not. Means it has luster or not. Luster means shine. Okay. So, if we take an example of a bench or a table, then it is made up of wood and wood does not have shine. But if we take an example of a steel spoon, okay, then we can say that it shines. So by seeing it, we can easily judge whether the given substance shines or not. The metals, say for example, the iron, aluminium, gold, silver, copper, these all have luster or shine. Okay, while the other materials like plastic, wood, leather, cotton, they do not have shine. So this is the first property of appearance by which we can easily separate the substances, that is having shine or not. The second property which a material have is the hardness or softness. Some materials are very hard, means we cannot compress them, we cannot press them. Say for example, marker, if I try, then also I cannot compress them. Okay, but eraser, we can compress it easily, right? So some materials are hard while some materials are very soft. Say for example, pillow or the thing which is made up of cotton, it is soft, and the thing which is made up of wood or metal, it is hard. So the second property, okay, is the hardness and softness of the material. The next property, that is the substance may be smooth or rough to touch. If we touch an object, right, it may be smooth or it may be rough, right? If you touch the bark of a tree, then it is rough. But if you touch the whiteboard, then it is smooth. If you touch the paper of your book, then it is smooth, right? So we have so many objects which have either rough surface or smooth surface. So roughness or smoothness is also a property of any object, or we can say the material. So here we have studied about the first property, that is appearance of any material, how it looks. In the look we can say it is shiny or not, it is hard or soft, and it is rough or smooth. So this is all about today's lecture. In the next lecture we are going to study about the different properties of material except appearance, that is solubility, transparency, etc. Till that, don't go outside as cases are increasing. Okay, be at home, be safe. Thank you.
आभार।